Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music. I'm going to talk about how you can play through Signs by Tesla. I'm going to start out on a D major, and the way you play D major, first finger goes to the G on the second fret, second finger goes to the high E on the second fret, and third finger goes to the B string on the third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now on the intro though, you'll hear a couple moves where you take the pinky for the D chord and kind of add it in on the high E on the third fret. And if you strum the D, G, B, and E with that, that's called D sus. And you'll also hear a couple places where it almost sounds like you could go to a D sus, where if you take the D major, or sus 2, and lift the second finger, which is always a dangerous finger to lift. And if you strum the top 4 strings with that, that's called a D sus 2. So it's kind of this deal where you kind of have D major, and then D sus D, and then D sus 2D, and then D sus D. Now if you want to kind of add in some rhythm on that, you can take the D and kind of do a down, down, and then go to the D sus for kind of a down, D on the up, and then another down, and then D sus 2 for a down, back to D for a up, down, and then D sus with a down, D on the up, and then there's this cool little bass move where you can play open A, and then second on the A string at the end of that lick to lead us into our verse part. So all together you'd have D, 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 lead us into the verse part. And on the verse we start on a C major chord, and we play C major. First finger goes to the B on the first fret, second finger on the D string second fret, and third finger on the A string on the third fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the C, we go to a G major chord, but it almost sounds like there's a B in the bass, and we play G major. First finger goes to the A on the second fret, second finger goes to the low E string on the third fret, and third finger goes to the high E string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord. But on that part, you might want to kind of bring out that A string on the second fret, which kind of helps lead into our next chord, which is an A minor. And the way you play A minor, first finger goes to the B on the first fret, second finger on the D on the second fret, and third finger on the G string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really sad. And then from the A minor, we go back to our G major chord, but then we go to the D major chord, and then we go to an A major chord, and we play A major. First finger goes to the D on the second fret, second finger on the G string second fret, and third finger on the B string second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the A, then we end up going back to G major, and then we go back to an A major chord, and then we go to a B minor chord. Normally you do this as the second fret bar, second finger on the B string third fret, third finger on the D string fourth fret, and the pinky on the G string fourth fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now a good substitute for that though can be something called B minor 7. When you play B minor 7, first finger goes to the A on the second fret, second finger on the G string second fret, and third finger on the high E string second fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a B minor chord, and it sounds really sad. And then from the B minor, we go back to G major, and then we go to a D major, and then an A, and then we go to a G major, and then we go back to A major. Now a lot of times with a song like this though, to make it more interesting and kind of support my voice, I like using something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this, and we'll talk about another one later, is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the C and just tried that a lot. You'd have down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now the weird part is a lot of our chords in our verse kind of half, so they don't last as long. So one way to work that is just doing a down, down, up on those chords. So if we tried our verse that way, you'd have C with a down, down, up, G, down, down, up, A minor, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, D, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, B minor, down, down, up, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, up, D, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, A, down, down, up. Now another strum pattern I would think about using through the song though is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're kind of dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that foot tap into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th-note strum patterns is long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the C and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you do it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you'd be doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you'd be going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. Now the weird part about applying that to the verses, we still have a lot of this halving places, but you could work them as kind of long down, 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 up on those chords. And then when we get to the end, then we'll kind of get to do our whole pattern on our B minor and our G. So we tried the verse that way. We'd have C, down, down, D, down, down, up, A minor, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, B, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, B minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, B, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, A, down, down, up. And then from there, then we go into our chorus part. And our chorus starts on D major, but then we go to a really quick hit to a C major chord, and then we go to a G, and then we go back to D, and then we go to G, and then we're back to D, and then we go to A, and then we kind of end up on a C at the very end, and you might want to kind of do downs on that as kind of a big build-up. Now the weird part is on that first D, C, G, they all happen in one measure. So one way to do that with the down, down, up, down, up, we'll be doing the D with a down, down, up, C with a down, G with a down, and then kind of halving the other ones. So we have D with a D, down, up, C, down, G, down, D, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, D, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, C, down, down, up, down, up. Or if we were doing that with our 16th, you could kind of do that first D with a down, 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 up, C with a down, down, up, G with a down, down, up. So it's kind of a tricky part there. So you got D, down, down, C with a down, down, G with a down, down, up, D, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, D, down, down, up, A, down, down, C, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And then from there, then we're going back into our intro part. Now you could just strum through that too, and you could do kind of the D with the down, down, up, down on that intro part. Just kind of leave it at that. Or you could work your 16, the D, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, D, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Or you could kind of play around with those strum patterns with the licks we talked about. And then from there, then we'd be going into our verse part. Now something else I'd think about adding to the song though is bass notes, and a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, or the down, 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 up, down, 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 you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the D, you'd have the D string for your bass. On the G, you'd have the low E string for your bass. Unless it's the G/B, in which case we do the A string for your bass. So kind of bring out that B note on the A string second. On the C, you'd have the A string for your bass. On your A minor, you'd have the A string for your bass. And on your A major, you'd have the A string for the bass. And on the D, you'd have the D string for the bass. On the B minor, you'd have the A string for the bass. So we tried our next verse with kind of a bass down, up idea. We'd have C with an A bass, down, up, G/B with an A bass, down, A minor with an A bass, down, up, G with low E bass, down, B with B bass, down, up, A with an A bass, down, up, G with low E bass, down, up, A with an A bass, down, up, B minor with an A bass, down, up, down, G with low E bass, down, down, B with the D bass, down, up, A with an A bass, down, up, G with low E bass, down, up, A with an A bass, down, up. And if we took that idea and applied it to our chorus, we'd have the D with the D bass, down, up, C, G, D with the D bass, down, up, G with low E bass, down, up, B with the D bass, down, up, A with an A bass, down, up, C with an A bass, down, up, down, up. Or if we tried that with our 16th pattern, you could have D with kind of that bass down, down, up, C with a bass down, up, G with a bass down on that very first measure. So you have D with the D bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, G with low E bass, down, G with the D bass, from there, then we go into our bridge part, and our bridge starts on D major, and we kind of end up with kind of almost like a half D, and then there's this cool little bass run where you go second on the low E string, third fret on the low E string, and then fourth fret on the low E string to kind of lead into an A major chord. So you got D with kind of a down, down, up, down, 2, 3, 4. If you're doing the down, down, up, down, up, or the down, 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 up, down, 2, 3, 4 that leads into an A major. And then we go to it, and we kind of have a G and D, and then we do another D, and then an A, and then we got our whole pattern on G major, and then we kind of have a big D major hit, where you may want to kind of accent that with kind of downs and kind of killing it. So we try that with down, down, up, down, up. We have D with the D bass, down, up, 2, 3, 4, and then the A with the bass, down, up, down, G with the bass, down, D with the D bass, down, D with the D bass, down, A with an A bass, down, G with the low bass, down, up, down, D, B here. So you want to kind of play around with it that way. Or if we try that with the 16th pattern, you have D with the D bass, down, down, up, down, 2, 3, 4, A with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 2, low bass, down, down, D with the D bass, down, down, D with the D bass, down, down, B with an A bass, down, down, 2, low bass, down, down, D. You can kind of work that in different ways. And then from there, then we go into kind of our a cappella chorus, where we're just singing. But then we kind of pick it up back up on our chorus part. So we're back to D, C, G, D, G, D, A, C. And then from there, then we go back into kind of an intro return. So we're back to D. Verse. So we kept that going with our 16th bass pattern. We have C with an A bass, G with an A bass, A minor with an A bass, C with an E bass, D with a D bass, A with an A bass, G with a E bass, A with an A bass, C minor with an A bass, G with an E bass, D with a D bass, A with an A bass, G with a E bass, A with an A bass. And then from there, then we go into our last chorus. So we'd have our D, C with an A bass, G with an E bass, D, G with an E bass, G with an E bass, A with an A bass, C, and you might want to kind of work those kind of that build up. D, C, or you could mix it up. Actually, that would be the thing to do is take everything we're talking about and figure out how you want to kind of work it together. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Signs by Tesla. So good luck!